have found myself, it is a little bit easier to give myself grace than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, and we grew up, like we're probably similar ages, probably. I
Hmm.
don't know, but like, I mean, I grew up in the '80s.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a rough time for everything, but Christianity especially was very hard line,
Yeah.
and that grew some really bad habits, I think, and not very biblical ones,
Yeah.
to add to that. And so to me, I think, even like my thing I take away from the Gospels in general is that like every time somebody thinks they know and they're exactly right, they never are. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that's the big takeaway for me when I read them. And it's like, and so that's comforting to me. I don't have to have it figured out. And even as an artist that people listen to our songs, it's like we're not trying to teach anything. Like that's not what we didn't learn this thing and hey, you gotta we're going through it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're kind of all relating to. And I think yeah, I'm really proud of that growth, I think, in the
Yeah.
whole band and our, my family and yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, you've been public about that growth and how therapy and counseling played a role in it. I saw a video where you got a tattoo of a pair of denim shorts on your bicep and you attributed it to a therapy session. Joy FM promotes therapy and counseling every day, so this is like right up our alley. What was that
Yeah.
about, and how has that helped you in your life?
Yeah, man, I've been going for a long time. And my wife and I are huge proponents of there's an awesome organization in Nashville called Porter's Call that is free for artists and their spouses. So we use it.
Yeah.
But I was in a counseling session. They were going through some memories and things like, you close your eyes and kind of deal with these things. And one of them though was like the happiest you've ever been. And I was like, I was 8 years old. I can see it right now. As the guy goes, "What are you wearing?" I was like, "Jean shorts and no shirt." So as soon as I said it, I knew I was like, I have to put this on my body somewhere to remind me. So I love it. It's like it's actually on my guitar hand side. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
every time I look down the guitar, I see it, which it's a good reminder.
Yeah. What are
That's
what are some of those things now as you've gotten older that you look back on and you go, man, I have learned so much through this season of life.
Yeah, I think I mean it has been a lot, but if I were to just look at the early, 5 to 10 years of our band's career, ambition was such a big part of it, and how that like bled into other things was that we compared ourselves to other things. And I thought, oh, I need to be like this or like
hmm
that in order to and none of those things worked. When I
Yeah.
look back, it was like it was incredibly hard to do to be
Yeah.
somebody else
Yeah.
and it never connected.
hmm
And so I think when I look back at so many of the songs that worked were easy or things we didn't think would work because they came too naturally or and so I think that's probably like the biggest thing for me. And then and I just understand the mistakes are going to happen. You're going to
Yeah.
blow it.
Yeah.
And the people around you are going to blow it. and and I think just having less of like the world is ending kind of feeling when that happens and more
Yeah.
going like, hey, we're going to get through this. We don't want this to happen again. We can't. Let's come up with a plan. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, I think it shows that, too, like it's never for nothing. God always takes it and he always uses it in ways that you've never seen. At least that's been
Yeah.
true. I think, well, all of us could probably agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's I think I'm not good with timelines anyway, but I like that idea of like we just don't really know when this is going to pay off or when you're actually
Yeah.
going to learn it. And that's the reason to believe in God in the first place, in my opinion. If we had it all figured out, like why we need this
Right.
thing, you
Right.
know? I think even our sense of justice is so jacked,
hmm
and I think that's something I learned. It's like a lot of the times my relational struggles will be in that. It's like I really want justice in this moment, but it's
hmm
not mine to have.
hmm
And I think a little bit of patience and age teaches you that, like, man, whoa, I was so off
Yeah.
at that time. So, yeah, I mean, it lets everything come a little easier right now. I feel like, and we're thankful for that.
Yeah. Hey, if you like this snippet with Bear from Need to Breathe, you're going to love the full interview.
Just click right here. We'll send you on over to that video.